It's the farmers market at USU, coming up on this edition of ATV News.
The sheriff says his office is working a murder case, but you are not at risk.
I'm an ag major here at Utah State. We'll show you how that person sitting next to you in class could be a rodeo star.
You'll find Gosner milk on Norwegian cruises.
We'll take you to the festival that lets you taste what Cache Valley is sending all over the world.
It's been warm the last couple days. Coming up, I'll show you whether or not it'll stay the same in October.
Volleyball teams are forfeiting games, and governors are praising the decision. I'll tell you why in sports.
All that and more, this is ATV News.
From the campus of Utah State University in Logan, Utah, the Department of Journalism and Communication presents the award-winning newscast, ATV News.
A 33-year-old man was arrested and booked into the Cache County Jail for a suspected homicide after a body was found in Logan Canyon on Friday.
Welcome to this edition of ATV News. I'm Kelly Winter.
And I'm Kesley Kincaid. Cache County Sheriff's Office went to Franklin Basin on Friday, where the body of 77-year-old Dennis Shaw had been found. He had been stabbed in the chest, according to court documents. He appeared to have been moved there after the killing based on the lack of blood and dragging marks. Clayton Shaw was arrested on Saturday morning. During a traffic stop, deputies found a blade that matches up with the stab wounds along with hydrogen peroxide. Deputies reported that the father and son had been in a dispute recently. In July, Dennis evicted Clayton from his property and reported domestic violence at the hands of his son.
Election Day is November 5th. Do you know what's going on your Cache Valley ballot? Here is the sample ballot from Cache County. This is a national election year, so that left-hand column is all federal government candidates. State offices are in the left and middle column. Then we have the candidates and positions for county offices in the middle and right column. Most of the candidates are running unopposed in the county. These are the candidates for county council offices. The offices are split up by geographic boundaries. The candidates running unopposed are David Erickson for the North 4 seat, Keegan Garrity for Logan number 1, Nolan Gunnell for County Council South 6. Running for the Logan 2 district is Allison Goulis, running against incumbent Barbara Tidwell. For county attorney is Taylor Sorensen. For county auditor is Matthew Funk. And for county treasurer is Craig McAllister. Tanilil Johnson is running unopposed for county recorder. For county clerk, David Gilley is running against incumbent Bryson Bem. Now for the school board. Running for Cache County School Board 1 is Brian Chambers. For Board 3 is Jeffrey Nielsen, and for Board 6 is Kathy Christiansen. For the Logan City School Board, Katie Chapman is running for Board 1. Frank Stewart is running for Board 2, and Patrick Jenkins is running against Becky Quay for Board 4. Then we have the special districts. Jared Clausen is running against Brett Roper for the district at large. Running unopposed for Logan 1 district is Jeff Ostermiller, and Logan 2 is Jenny Simmons, and for North 4 is Max Pierce. In Utah, voting registration deadlines by mail and online are 5 p.m. on October 25th. For in-person early voting, it's October 22nd through November 1st. You can also register in-person day of on November 5th.
You'd typically see art if you go to an art museum, but if you live in Logan, you just needed to go downtown. People walked along Main Street for the Downtown Logan Art Gallery Walk on Friday. Visitors could go to one of 14 locations along or around Main Street where artists displayed their work. At some stops, they can meet the artist and buy one of their pieces. The gallery walks are seasonal and take place 4 times a year.
I'm surprised every time I come, I see something cool that I've never seen before, an artist that just gels with me, and I'm impressed and amazed, and I love it. I'm always enriched.
Gallery Walk organizers say they want to create a sense of community and connection through enjoyment of local art and culture. The next Gallery Walk is scheduled for December 6th.
Dairy lovers came to Cache Valley from all around the world in the state of Utah. Addison Stoddard went to the Cache Valley Cheese and Dairy Festival to show you how people are learning more about their cheese and milk.
This is an alpenhorn. Swiss farmers swore up and down that if you play the alpenhorn to the cows, they will give you more and better milk. People could play the alpenhorn for the first time at the Cache Valley Dairy and Cheese Festival. This was just one of the many activities that they could participate in.
They're all enjoying the thing that they all have in common, which is dairy products.
The main attraction was sampling cheese and other dairy products. Producers from all over were at the festival. One of these producers was Heber Valley Cheese.
Actually, Ustalipa means bread cheese in Finnish, and so you don't want to eat it cold. It's not that great. It's meant to be a grilling cheese.
Gossner's is providing samples of their milk and cheese. They're also giving a chance for people to learn where their dairy products come from.
People could milk a cow, attend different classes about cheese and chocolate, and listen to live music. The festival also held a cheesecake contest and mac and cheese contest that people could enter their dishes into. These events gave people the chance to have a hands-on experience with different dairy products.
You get them to know where their food is actually coming from and how it's made, and know that it actually could be just a few miles from where they're going to school.
Addison Stoddard, ATV News.
Joining us at the desk is Addison Stoddard with ATV Weather.
Okay, Addison, you got to go to the cheese festival on Saturday. Did you get to try some good cheese?
Yeah, I tried out some really good cheese on Saturday, and Saturday was a great day to be outside because the weather was super nice. Coming up in weather, this is a video of the fountain outside of the TSC Student Center at Utah State. It's awesome that it can still be running in October. The current temperature is 80 degrees.
My favorite event to watch is barrel racing.
Don't miss the chance to cheer for your favorite cowboys and cowgirls.
Giant pumpkins that are bigger than you can imagine.
We'll show you what these giants were doing on Center Street.
Quiet, please. Wait a sec. I'll take one. Oh yeah. All right. All good. Take care. Way to go. Nice. Bring it on. Gotcha. I'm here for you. Oh no. Please, please, please. I'm waiting. Interesting. Not buying it. Not fair. That's it. This conversation is over. Oh, brother.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things.
I'm having a stroke. I'm having a stroke.
Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment, and that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
In Utah, 1 in 8 women and 1 in 50 men will be raped. Also in Utah, 1 in 3 women will experience sexual violence. Of the completed and attempted rapes against college women, less than 5% will actually be reported. Sexual assault should not be a part of the college experience. Always get consent.
Consent for sexual activity is enthusiastic.
Consent is sober.
Consent is non-coerced.
Consent is verbal.
Consent is mutual.
If you or someone you know has experienced sexual assault, report it at reportingsa.usu.edu.
Welcome to ATV Weather. I'm Addison Stoddard. To kick off weather, we're going to take a look at the national radar. So up first, we can see that the United States is pretty clear.
A place to exercise and a place to study.
USU students are probably pretty familiar.
Sorry about those technical difficulties. We are going to continue talking about the weather. There are just a couple storms going through Tennessee and Indiana. But if we look at our state radar, we can see that there are very few things happening in the state of Utah. It's pretty clear and nice and sunny weather for the next week. So in the 7-day forecast, we can see that the temperatures are pretty consistent. Sorry, this is still the state radar. There we go. There is the 7-day forecast. So we can see that there are pretty consistent temperatures throughout the week. Today the high is 80 degrees, and then we'll just kind of stay in that range. We don't drop below freezing during this week, but we will stay in that nice 45-50 range for the lows. That is all. You're all wrapped up on ATV weather. Back to you at the desk, Kesley.
Thanks, Addie. What if we told you there were preserved artifacts and documents from the 16th century and books worth thousands of dollars right here on USU's campus for all students to use for research and personal interests? Kaylee Moss shows us where we can find these underground treasures.
You know where to find food, a place to exercise, and a place to study.
USU students are probably pretty familiar with this building that I'm in. But down here, you can find all sorts of historical documents, just like this book that dates all the way back to the 1800s.
The whole library has, books that people can just go and pick off the shelves. But down here in special collections, we actually have to go request the books to be taken off the shelves back in our more secure areas and brought out here, and people can read them in this reading room.
This is because these documents are highly valued, such as books with original author notes, presidential gifts such as crowns and spears, as well as Ephraim's skull, which was believed to be a 10-foot bear that roamed Logan Canyon. Though there is thousands of research resources in special collections, a lot of students don't know about it.
I do not know what special collections is.
I would think it's something to do with money.
I have a general idea, or at least I think I do.
I would think that it has something to do with collecting money, coins possibly, and you get them from different countries.
Special collections staff says every student can find something they would enjoy down here, no matter your major.
Whether it's in the arts or in science, in entrepreneurship, in academia, whatever. And so to connect with those people who've gone on and done really significant and had really interesting stories to tell. I think that, anybody can relate to that, I think.
Kaylee Moss, ATV News.
Special Collections is on the lower level in room 35 of the Merrill Kazir Library.
How big of a pumpkin do you think you can grow? Giant pumpkins were on display at the annual Center Street Giant Pumpkin Festival on Saturday. There were 2 rows that people could look at and take pictures with. Pumpkins that are harder to grow than they look.
They are not resilient plants. They are really difficult to grow, and I have so much admiration for the growers that are getting 1,000 pounds consistently because it's so hard to do.
As the forklift moved pumpkins to the scale and then weighed them, a whiteboard displayed the weight and was announced. This 5th grader's pumpkin weighed 345 pounds. There was also other giant produce on display, such as zucchini, radishes, and a giant sunflower. The festival also had food trucks and vendors. Organizers say the event is getting bigger every year.
I visited the USU Rodeo Club's Fall Stampede Rodeo on the weekend, where schools from the Mountain West come to compete.
Crowds gather and take their seats for the Utah State Annual Fall Stampede Rodeo. There are a variety of different events that students can come and compete in.
I heard about the rodeo because I'm an ag major here at Utah State and I take a lot of classes with people on the rodeo team.
USU Rodeo Club's Fall Stampede Rodeo is back. Schools from all over the Mountain West come and compete for the top spot.
Students can bring multiple horses to compete on. As you can hear, crowds cheer louder when riders do better and can stay on for that 8 seconds.
My favorite event to watch is barrel racing.
Barrel racing is an event where the rider and horse run a pattern around 3 barrels, starting with the left or right barrel and finishing with the one at the top of the arena. Whoever has the fastest time wins.
This is my first time coming to this rodeo, but I've grown up going to rodeos in California.
Goat tying is another rodeo event. Women must jump off their horse and run to tie up 3 of the 4 goat's legs. The goat must remain tied for 6 seconds.
I liked it. It's entertaining.
My favorite event to watch at this rodeo is the team roping.
Steer wrestling is another event that is done in pairs. One horse and rider keeps the steer running straight while the other rider jumps off his horse and wrestles the steer to the ground.
What an event right here in Cache Valley for people of all ages. Joining us now is Jackson Day with ATV Sports.
Okay, Jackson, you're from Wyoming. Did you grow up going to the rodeos?
Yeah, I never really went to rodeos until I got older, but personally my favorite is the steer wrestling. I love watching the drool come from the steer's mouth as they get taken down. And I also like rodeo because it's one of, if not the only sport I can think of where you only get money if you win. Speaking of which, coming up in sports, I'll tell you how the Aggies did during their volleyball Mountain West opener, and show you plays from Mountain Crest's homecoming game.
You just scan your card, grab a bag, and you just shop around.
We'll show you how you can save money next time you need groceries.
The surplus store. Someone's trash is about to be my treasure. We have cords and cables here. We have bags full of towels and sheets. Do you want this fold-up mattress? Because we don't. We got keyboards, paint cans, whatever this is, typewriters, computer monitors. It's destiny on the line, and we want you at surplus. Products are not guaranteed to work. All sales are final. This commercial is not endorsed by Utah State.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Served by
Tierney Barlow spikes the ball during a game against Colorado State Thursday.
For served by Bialek, overpass, and Barlow eats it up.
Welcome to ATV Sports. I'm Jackson Day. The Aggies kicked off Mountain West play this week as they faced the Colorado State Rams. The Rams took an early lead as Emery Herman set the ball up so Naima Weathers can spike it down. Then they did it again, just one rally later. Despite plays like this, where Adna Medovic kills around an attempted block, CSU takes the first set 25-15. The Rams open the second set with a set from Herman and a spike from Malaya Jones. But great plays like this stuff from Medovic lead the Aggies to take the set by 3 points. With spikes like this from Katrina Leber, Colorado takes the third set 25-18. In the fourth set, multiple blocks like this from Lauren Helgeson and this from Barlow keep the Aggies in the game as they take the set 27-25. Then in the fifth, things ended much like they started, with multiple kills from Weathers, who led in kills with a total of 19. In the end, the Rams beat USU. 2 days after their 5-set loss against Colorado State, the Aggies took on the University of Wyoming Cowgirls. With plays like this, where Skylar Erickson dives to hit the ball to Kesia Parkea, who sets it for Paige Lauterwasser, the Cowgirls took the first few rallies. Eventually, the Aggies stopped the Cowgirls' run with plays like this, where Tierney Barlow and Mara Stiglick jumped to block the ball together. The Aggies took control briefly when Kaylee Coffey sets for Adna Medmidovic to kill, while Wyoming responded with a few blocks of their own. Like here, as Sarah Holcomb and Emma Winter jumped for the stuff, the Aggies took the set by 2 points. In the second, we saw the spike from Kayla Mazaoka. Wyoming took the set 25-20. And in the third, Wyoming trailed Utah's early lead, but with blocks like this from Helgeson and Ava Napierski, USU kept ahead and took the set by 3. In the fourth, the Aggies went 6-0 with spikes like this from Helgeson, but Wyoming responded with kills of their own and took the set by 2. In the fifth, saves like this from Medmidovic kept the Aggies in the game, but after this embarrassing service error put Wyoming in position to win. This spike from Holcomb ended the game. Wyoming won in the last set 15-12. 3 universities have forfeited volleyball games against San Jose State. As a San Jose player alleges a teammate is transgender in a lawsuit. San Jose player Brooke Slusler filed the lawsuit with former collegiate swimmer and political advocate Riley Gaines. The 3 schools that have forfeited are Southern Utah University, which forfeited a game September 14th, Boise State University, which forfeited a game last Saturday, and the University of Wyoming, which announced yesterday they'll be forfeiting their game this Saturday. Boise State and the University of Wyoming published statements saying per Mountain West policy, the forfeited matches count as losses for their teams. The match Southern Utah forfeited was not part of conference play, and they have not published a statement. None of the universities have said why they forfeited the games, but political leaders like Wyoming Governor Mark Gordon and Idaho Governor Brad Little have praised the decisions, with Little saying, "We need to ensure player safety for all our female athletes and continue the fight for fairness in women's sports." Fresno State played San Jose September 24th as scheduled and lost 3-0. Colorado State is set to play San Jose tomorrow, and Utah State set to face them on the 23rd. The USU's men's tennis team split to compete in 2 places over the weekend. 4 players went to the 67th Annual Intercollegiate Championships in San Diego, while the other 3 went to Colorado Springs for the Bedford Cup. In San Diego, USU senior Sergei Miko took first in singles and was a quarterfinalist in doubles with his partner David Marty Rosen. In Colorado, freshman Elliot Noble led the team with 2-1 records in both singles and doubles with his partner, sophomore Keanu Rigby. The men's team will split again this week for the Mountain West Conference Fall Individuals and Idaho State Invitational. The USU women's tennis team competed at the John Messick Invitational in Fort Collins, Colorado over the weekend. Junior Magdalena Nunes Purico took second in Flight E, and sophomore Nayati Kuriti won the Flight D consolation finals. The women's team will also be heading to the Mountain West Conference Fall Individuals this week. The USU men's golf team competed in the Mark Simpson Colorado Invitational Monday. This golfer you see is from the University of Colorado Boulder, which hosted the 54-hole tournament at the Colorado National Golf Club. 19 teams competed, and USU finished 9th with a team score of 8 under 856. Junior Julio Arante was the highest placed USU golfer, tying for 18th and scoring a season low 5 under 211. Utah State soccer began Mountain West play on the road with a 4-0 win against San Jose State Thursday, followed by a scoreless draw against Fresno State Sunday. The draw was the Aggies' 12th match in a row without a loss, setting a new program record. The Aggies will host San Diego State tomorrow at 5 p.m. The Green Canyon Wolves took on the Mountain Crest Mustangs Friday for the Mustangs' homecoming game. With 4 minutes left in the first quarter, Mustangs quarterback Braden Larson passed the ball to running back Preston Armbell, who ran the ball for a 12-yard touchdown, scoring the first points of the game. Still in the first, Larson threw a 21-yard pass to tight end Kai Pasley to further Mountain Crest's lead. Then, with only seconds left on the clock in the first quarter, Larson launched a 30-yard pass to wide receiver Micah Clements in the corner of the end zone, ending the quarter Mountain Crest 21 to Green Canyon 0. Late in the second quarter, Ambell runs in a 3-yard touchdown. Then in the fourth, Green Canyon's quarterback, Peyton Wilson, throws a 3-yard pass to Hayden Sherem, putting the Wolves on the board. As the final minutes tick away, the Wolves look for opportunities to score, and Wilson fires a pass to Shandon Thane, who's tackled just shy of the end zone. This sets Wilson up to throw another short pass to Sherem to score again. You're all caught up in sports. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jackson. We told you about the Pumpkin Festival and the Cheese Festival already, and crowds were mixing between those and the Pride Festival. Pride flags were on display at the annual Logan Pride Festival Saturday. The single-day event had a stage with performances from drag queens and musicians. There was booths with vendors and sponsors that people could talk with.
These types of events are important to me because it really shows that there's a good sense of community around people like me.
Barton says the event also helps people in the LGBTQIA+ community have a feeling of belonging. Volunteers say the day is dedicated to celebrating diversity, visibility, acceptance, and support in the community.
If you ever went to school and forgotten your lunch, you can understand the hunger people feel if they don't have access to food. ATV's JT Miller shows you how one organization is helping students get access to food for free.
These volunteers are packing meals for students at Utah State.
We did pack macaroni and cheese and beef, so the students can come and they will have a meal for tonight.
They're helping at the Student Nutrition Access Center, or SNAC for short.
We usually have a variety of recovered food from the dining halls and cafes across campus.
Organizers at SNAC are in charge of collecting food such as produce, bread, baked goods, and canned food. This volunteer is stacking cans for students to grab when they come in.
You just scan your card, grab a bag, and you just shop around.
You can find items like this bag of Fruity Pebbles or this can of tomatoes. And while there is no food quantity policy, staff members here ask that you take one of each type of item.
1 jar of peanut butter or 1 pack of pasta instead of stocking up on one trip.
Meals like the macaroni and cheese are in boxes for the students to eat.
On days that I know I'm going to the snack, I don't pack lunch, even though I'm going to be on campus all day, because I know that I'll be able to get some food at the snack. So sometimes it's a little random some days, but I know I'm going to be fed.
Organizers also say the food at SNAC isn't only for students who are in need of food.
We don't want them to have that mentality. If you're in need, then you should come to SNAC.
This program is so wonderful. I love this program.
JT Miller, ATV News.
SNAC is located on the 3rd floor of the TSC.
Thanks for watching this edition of ATV News.
You can watch this and other editions on our Facebook page.
We'll leave you with another look at the giant pumpkins.
Have a great week, Cache Valley.
Hi, I'm Marcel Spears. Keeping our global neighborhood safe is a tough job, one made just a bit safer with the help of America's brave military dogs. These dogs, who often take the same risks and make the same sacrifices as our human warriors, keep our troops safe by sniffing out bombs and IEDs, locating enemy positions, and bringing a sense of comfort and home to an almost unimaginable circumstance. Yet, when these brave canine heroes retire, They're not always given the same treatment as our military VIPs and are too often left overseas. American Humane works to bring home these valiant dogs and reunite them with the people who mean the most to them, their handlers, so they can enjoy happy, healthy, well-deserved retirements. To learn how you can help America's four-footed heroes, visit AmericanHumane.org.